Good evening, myself Chirag Raj.
Myself B.S. Dhawan.
Myself Prince Keshri.
We are from 2021 batch of Triple IT Raichur, and today we are here to introduce you a topic called Haley's theorem, which comes under discrete mathematics in a brief manner.
So first of all, let's get a short idea of what are we going to study. In abstract part, Haley's theorem is a fundamental statement in discrete and convex geometry that relates the intersection of a family of convex sets to the intersection of its subfamilies.
Edward Haley was a mathematician who introduced us with Haley's theorem and whom the name was given by him. And he had also given some more theorems like Haley-Sexton theorem, Haley-Metric theorem, Haley-Bray theorem.
So first we tell you a brief history about Haley's theorem. So Haley theorem, as you know, already discovered by Haley in 1930. But it was not published at that time. During World War I, Haley was a soldier in the Austrian army. And in 1914, he was taken to a Russian prisoner. And there he explained his theorem to another Austrian mathematician who was in Russian captivity as well. The theorem did a mathematical history from the time of this mysterious meeting of mathematical prisoners until 1921, when the first proof of the Haley theorem was published by the Austrian mathematician John Carl August Reden, and he proved the theorem with reference to Haley. And in 1923, Haley published his own proof different from Reden's approach.
As you see, we have to know about many basic terms and tools before we start to introduce the theorem, which will help us in understanding the Haley theorem efficiently. So, the first, convex set. A convex set in a Euclidean space is defined as a set of points in which the line AB and connecting any two points A and B in the set lies completely within that set, like this example. Now, before that, what is Euclidean space? Euclidean space, any fundamental space which intend to represent a physical space, such as any 2D plane and a line, any shape in 3D space.
So now, as we understood about Euclidean space, let's take the first example. In the first example, we assume a Euclidean space. In this space, we take 2 points A and B. When we join these 2 points, they comes under this Euclidean space. That's why that point is called convex set.
And you can also see many other examples here, such as the stop board. When we join any arbitrary 2 points in that board, it's come under board space. And the sets which are not convex sets are called non-convex sets. These sets are also known as concave sets. And here are the examples of some non-concave sets.
As you see in the first set, when we join 2 points x and y, it is not coming under the Euclidean space. That's why it is not convex sets.
There is a real life example. Banana. When we assume as a Euclidean space this banana, we take 2 points. Here, one is here and second one is at the bottom. Let's take the name conversation A and B. When we connect these 2 points, it's come out from this Euclidean space. So, this shape called non-convex shape, and this set A and B called non-convex set.
Moving ahead, there is a theorem called Reden's theorem, which will help us in proving of Haley's theorem. Now, what is Reden's theorem?
So now the Reden's theorem. 2 sets of 4 points in the plane, the multiplier solving the system of 3 linear equations for these points and the radial partitions formed by separating the points with positive multipliers from the points with the negative multipliers. You can see in the example how radial theorem works.
Now, the main statement of Halley's theorem. Let x1, x2, 2xn be a finite collection of convex subset of Rd with n is greater than or equal to d plus 1. If the intersection of every d plus 1 of this set is non-empty, then the whole collection has a non-empty intersection. That's called Halley's theorem.
Now in simple language, what is Halley's theorem? Let's take n number of convex sets, and when we take minimum any 3 pairs of convex sets, and if the intersection of these sets are non-empty, then the whole convex sets will have a non-empty intersection.
In this slide, we can see the proof of Halley's theorem with the help of principal induction method. In the next slide, you can also solve this example to better understanding about Halley's theorem.
Now comes to Halley's question. If J1 and J2 and J3 are intervals such that any two have a point in common, do all three have a point in common? Yes, we can see that we take in three intervals. First J1 and second one is J2 and third one is J3. This part is intersection of J1 and J2 is called A12, and this part is intersection of J2 and J3 is called A23, and this part is common of J1 and J3 is called A13. Now sort these intervals A12 and A23 and A13. And A13 is interval of also lies in individually J1 and J2 and J3. And also A12 lies in intersection of J1 and J2 and J3.
You can also see the full proof in this slide. Now you have a better idea about how Halley's theorem works. Now we have to learn about variation of Halley's theorem. So the first one is infinitely Halley theorem. Given an, so what is the statement of this theorem? Given an infinite family F of n is greater than or equal to d plus 1, compact convex sets in Rd. If the intersection of every d plus 1 member of F has non-empty intersection, then the intersection of all the members is non-empty.
Second one is large volume Halley's theorem. Given a family F of n greater than or equal to d convex sets in Rd, if every 2d members of F, family F, has volume at least 1, then the intersection of all the members of family F has volume at least 1 by d raised to power 2d. And these are the example of large volume Halley's theorem, as you can say.
Now, the third one is polynomial Halley theorem. In the main statement of this theorem, let F1, F2 to Fn be a system of homogeneous polynomial, and in this statement Fi of degree of Dn. and define as D is equal to maximum of Di. Suppose every subset of P where D choose from n plus D is polynomial of a set fi1, i2 to fi is the subset of f1 to f1 set has a common solution, then the entire system set f1, f2 to f1 has a common solution too. These are the example and this example. Let H is the set where f1, f2, f5 is a part of the H. B, a family of affine real plane curve of degree at the most D. Okay. If every P where 2 chosen from D plus 2 of the curves has a real intersection points, then all the curves in X have a real intersection point. If we consider the same problem over the complex number, we get the same bound hold.
The next one is fractional Harris theorem. Given a family F of n convex sets in Rd and a parameter a greater than 0, such that a d plus 1 chooses from n of tuples of convex sets in family F have a common intersection, then there exists a point contained in at least billion objects of family F. Here B is a constant depending only A and D.
So the next one is colorful Helly theorem. So let f1, f2 to fd plus 1 be finite non-empty families of convex sets in Rd, such that every colorful d plus 1 tuple is intersecting. Then for some 1 less than equal to I less than equal to d plus 1, the whole family fi is intersecting. These are the examples of colorful Helly theorem. So these are the variation of Helly theorem. Now we know about many things about Helly theorem, but we have to know that what are the applications of Helly theorem, in which areas of mathematics Helly theorem is useful. So these are some examples of applications of Helly theorem.
Application of Harris theorem. Harris is infinite separation theorem. First one, Kirchberger's theorem. Suppose that X is made up of red points R and blue points B. Suppose that for any subset S subset X in Rd of cardinality no more than d plus 2, there exists a hyperplane which strictly separate and S intersection B and S intersection R. Then there exists a hyperplane which strictly separates the set R and blue B. These are the example of separation theorem.
So the next application of Helly theorem is transversal theorem. In this theorem, let x1, x2 to xn be the closed interval parallel to the y-axis in R2. Assume that for any subset of integers of cardinality 3 of less there exists a line which intersect all the xi with I intersect of integers. Then there exists a line which intersects all the intervals x1, x2 to xn. You can see these are the closed intervals x1, x2, x3 to xn, and this is the y-axis. And you can see this y-axis intersect all the closed interval. So this is the application of Haley theorem.
So this is the brief introduction about Haley's theorem. Thank you.
Thank you.